did you know that Nike Air Force Ones, it only cost them $16 to make? Jordan Nike Air Force Ones?
It probably went up now. It was probably cheaper back in the day.
Yeah, they saying that it costs $16 to produce, $10.75 for the materials, $2.43 for the labor, another $2.10 for the overhead, 97 cents for the factory profit. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's not far fetched. That's business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna find a way to make the product at a cheap rate and sell it at a high rate, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the middle of that, the profit margin, you don't have to worry about all the other stuff, and it's just all profit from there. And
Yeah.
I mean, we've known about this for years, so this is nothing new. Nobody should be shocked about this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the breakdown to me is crazy. I knew it was this. I didn't know it was like the margin was this wide. So you got to think about it. You selling millions and millions of sneakers throughout the years. How much money did Nike made just off of Nike Jordan ones? And we talking about Jordan ones where it was basically intricate at that time. The different levels of the stitching and the style, and it was very intricate compared to those early Nikes, where Nikes was basically big check, you know, lifestyle type of shoe, but it's way more intricate. The Nike ones was way more intricate.
It's all perception. They make a perception and perceive that if you buy this particular product, that you're buying a quality brand, you're buying a high price brand. But meanwhile, behind the scenes, it costs literally next to nothing to make, especially these high end fashion houses. What's the difference between Nike and Louis Vuitton? If they do the same scheme to keep their business afloat, make the product cheap, sell it for high, and have the perception that my quality and my brand is luxurious because it's hand stitched and hand woven and this, that, and the third. And we don't even make commercials for our products. This is how you know it's good. We don't have commercials for ours.
Yeah,
you perceived in your mind that, oh yeah, this quality is so good. But lo and behold, a $5,000 bag costs $32 to me. But they put it out there for y'all to know, but yeah, and still y'all still go to them and buy and pay $5,000. So
yeah,
it can't be who's at fault now.
So what are we paying for real?
You paying for the perception, the marketing dollars that they put in your mind that this product is of high brand, of high quality because it's Nike, because it's Louis Vuitton, because it's Chanel. But if you do the history of where all these companies came from, they all started from the sweatshop. And just because they're making multi-billion-dollars now, does that mean they ain't still got them same sweatshops?
Right. Right.
They just got multitude of sweatshops now.
Right. More money on top of money on.
You know what I'm saying? So they're just gonna outsource the work cheaply and then make us pay a high price for it.
The sneakers cost more. The labor of how they make it haven't probably even increased based on their product margin. So at the end of the day, they're making a killing. They're making a killing. And it's so funny because when you think about it, right, people are really paying for just really the name. Because if you don't put the logo on there, is it the same thing? Yes, because of the quality, it's still made by the same people. Hearing this make me respect somebody like Stephon Marbury even more. One my favorite NBA player of all time, where he had sneakers and he sold them, I believe, for like $15 or $25. This was like years ago. I mean, the sneakers didn't look great. And if you would have put more time into making it look great, but that wasn't the goal to make it look great. It was just having a quality shoe that kids could afford at the time. And the fact that he sold it that cheap, he still made an extreme profit, but it was still an affordable sneaker for the average kid to get and not feel left out. And I think that was like the beginning of kids not feeling left out, where You know, Shaquille O'Neal took his sneakers to Walmart, and we had a generation of kids that did not value Jordans and Nikes the way we once did. You know, even now, Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Prada, the, like the new kids is really just getting into that. They really just getting into Prada again. Because it went from a long time, we seen anybody that even rock Prada. So with that being said, just looking at the situation, a lot of kids grew up just wanting not to be left out. So again, with the with Stephon Marbury, people don't notice the sneaker company bought his company out just to shut it down because he was going to crash the market based on his product margins. That's why I even brought up Stephon Marbury. So if it takes the average sneaker $16 to make, the Jordan 1 to make, let's say on the scale it was $13 or $12 at the time, and he turned around to sell it for 25, other players would probably start doing the same thing, and it was going to crash everything down. He probably could have jazzed it up a little bit more, but he would have been able to crash it. So they bought his company out just to shut it down.
But that goes to show you how good the chicken sandwich is. That goes to show you how good the perception of reality is on people. If you could come out with a sneaker just because it didn't look good and was affordable, and parents were complaining about high price sneakers and then being expensive, a guy comes out with a cheap sneakers. Brand is still the same from the same companies that these people are getting it from. It's no different. But because the chicken sandwich is so good, you're gonna go with the more expensive one.
Right.
Because the perception is so good, and his name was becoming so good and so big that eventually people would start waking up, and that's why they needed to get rid of it. Because it's like, why would we need to pay Nike all these exuberant amount of prices? Like they would have to start explaining it. They couldn't do that. They had to do a whole smear campaign, get them out of there, make them look crazy. You know the vibes.
Yeah.
Now 20 years later, we back to square one again. Because this was back in 2000 when they was doing this.
Yes. And the way he was moving, it was affecting the other players because his teammate Al Harrington opened up his own clothing line. It starts with a V. I think it's called a Viola or I don't want to be disrespectful and mess up the name, but he had like his own store, having his own products, sneakers, and everything, right across the street from Madison Square Garden, and they shut him down by buying it out.
Yeah, because you can't be in the league and then you selling your own product while getting a check from the league. It's not going down like that. Because you have a platform, you're using their platform to make money off of them, and you're not cutting them a check. Oh no, they're not going for that.
But think how much power that is for a company to buy all your inventory just to shut you down.
It's the game. You sign with them.
But that's wild to me that a company is that big that had, but it makes sense financially because they've been making all this money all these years. Mind you, Nike's got real popular, what, 84? They've been around since the 70s,
They've been all these companies. At the end of the day, no matter how they want to slice it, no matter how they want to make it look, no matter how much money they want to put in marketing, all these companies have built off the backs of melanated people. So the mere fact they want to play these games and do all these smear campaigns, buy people out, close their businesses because it's a threat to them is a farce to me. Because at the end of the day, your company would never even exist if it wasn't for melanin. At the end of the day, I don't care if it's a burger company to the insurance companies. Anything and everything in this society, in this reality, has been created based on melanin. At the end of the day, so the mere fact that they want to just now be like, oh, want to shut you down because it's a threat, it's like, come on. Why is the NBA so popular today? Why? Because of the coaching? Come on. They just now getting melanin and coaching and Latin, but how many melanin people been playing on the court for how long? The NBA been around for 75 years.
That's a fact.
Why has it been around for this long?
That's a fact. But one thing that we have to start doing is being able to play the business game better outside of basketball. We learn how to be the show. We got to be the business.
But
And
there was opportunity when Big Baller Brand was coming out with his wave. They used perception and media to shut him down.
Yes,
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? There's too many examples of too many people doing it. And then when they get to a certain level where they can be a force, now all of a sudden the media says one thing, and the same people that was following them, all of a sudden they turn their backs because media said one thing. But you was rocking with this person until he got to that point where he could have that media platform. Now they spin it a certain way. Now you have doubts. Come on.
But can you imagine though? Can you imagine if, say, Lonzo Ball didn't get hurt or didn't have his injury issues? You have LaMelo balling out. Can you imagine if they would have stuck with their dad and they would have, stuck to building the brand? And because people were supporting them, but again, when they went on
money.
media, when the talk, they say, well, yeah, you got LeVar Ball with Baller Brand. I wonder how the quality of the shoe is. We just seen, this, that, and the third, and we don't know if their performance level, but we just seen Zion Williams when he was in college blow up a whole Nike sneaker.
But they don't talk about that.
They don't talk about that at all.
It's the hypocrisy is just funny to me. That's why it's just like, it's just, at this point, it's just, you gotta just shrug your shoulders and just laugh it off. Because at the end of the day, it's like, none of this can now get an emotional rise out of you. Because how? They've been playing the same game for God knows how long. Y'all still falling for the chicken sandwich? Still? Like, this is crazy now.
So being that we know this for sure, do you think this is going to have any effect on how people buy products, especially when it comes to clothing?
We're going to have a very tall tale sign when them checks start coming in. Whenever they dropped in 5 bands, we're going to see all this data, all this chat GPT, all this AI, all this countless information you have at your fingertips. What you going to do now? You can't say, oh, nobody ain't tell me.
Right. Because you got the information right there. You have a computer.
CIA dropping all types of files. You know what I'm saying? Releasing all types of shit. Everybody releasing everything. You got all information now.
And it's right at your fingertips. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. I have to get the video for this. A group of medical professionals say they only bathe their children once a week. Let me pull up the audio